this video today because it's one of my worst days in a while. This video is really hard for me to share because I'm usually like an upbeat person and I want people to see me at my best, I guess. A lot of you know that I have Lyme disease. I just don't know how I'm gonna be every day, and I'm sorry my words are not coming out as well as I would want them to because, like I said, I'm struggling today. My head is hurting so bad. My eyes are swollen, my fingers are swollen, my body hurts. It's almost 3 o'clock and I haven't gotten out of bed. If it weren't for Daniel, I wouldn't even eat because he just went to go get me food. And he put my heating pad behind me. He's honestly so amazing. But yeah, like, I don't even know how I'm gonna be some days. That's what I'm trying to say is the hard part about Lyme disease. I could be perfectly fine and just have a slight headache and like some irritation to the light, or I could be like today and not even be able to get my words out, or have trouble like lifting my hand. Like my hand is like extremely shaky right now, but I mean, today is not the worst day I've ever had. I've definitely had worse, to where I couldn't even brush my teeth. Daniel had to help me brush my teeth or wash my hair or get dressed. I've slept for like 3 days straight, and my mom had to like wake me up and make me eat. It's such a skeptical, I think that's the word that I'm looking for, disease, because yeah, there is regular Lyme disease that presents as a rash, that you go to the doctor, they give you doxycycline, you take it for 3 months and it goes away and you're fine. But then there's Lyme disease like me and my birth mom and some of my siblings have, which is not like that. It's chronic Lyme disease, which basically means you're gonna have it for your whole life, and they don't know a cure for it yet. So my Lyme disease first presented as little mosquito bites with circles around them on my legs, and I got those in Colombia when I went there for a month, and I got home. I was tired, but I thought it was just from the trip, and I had a headache that lasted for about 20 days, and it wasn't a regular headache, it was like a migraine, and I was so sensitive to light. I kept my room so dark. My mom would just come up, bring me food, and I would sleep basically for 20 days straight. So this naturopathic doctor paid like thousands of dollars to get blood tests for Lyme disease. And so they came back and it was positive that I had Lyme disease. And my birth mom had actually told me to get tested for Lyme disease because it can be passed through like your mom, like when she's pregnant with you. If she has it, then you can get it as well, and she wasn't sure when she got it, so she told me to get tested, and it did come back that I had one strand that was like an old Lyme disease, they can tell that, and then a new strand. So I had this old strand in my body for a while, but it never like flared up this bad. And then once I got the new one in Colombia, it all came out. So I had been diagnosed with Lyme disease, and they gave me some doxy to try. Made me so sick. I tried it for about 3 months, it didn't do much. I mean, my energy levels came back a little bit, and I had less flare-ups, but like after the 3 months, I couldn't handle it anymore. It burns your like esophagus if you take it too much, and it makes you throw up a lot, so that was really hard. And in between that time period, one of the weeks, I had gotten such a bad migraine that my mom and dad literally thought I was having a brain aneurysm. So I went to the hospital and told them, like, I have Lyme disease. I've had extreme headaches before, but like this one is awful. Like, there's something wrong. And the doctors just looked at me and were like, Lyme disease? You don't have Lyme disease. Let's see your blood work. And so I showed them my test. And this is something all Lyme disease patients know. If you go to the hospital or somewhere where there's not a Lyme literate doctor, they're not going to believe you that you have chronic Lyme disease. So you better carry around your blood work like it's your ID. You need that with you, or else they're just going to look at you like, okay, you're one of those people that think chronic Lyme disease is a thing. So I gave them my blood work. They were still like, okay, like skeptical about it. So they gave me like some headache medicine for like a couple of weeks, and it didn't work, and they put me back on doxycycline. I was like, okay, I've already been on this and it's not helping. Like, I need something that's gonna work. I think that's when I went back to my Lyme literate doctor. She's like a naturopathic doctor who does like Lyme disease and stuff, and she gave me some supplements to try and a new diet, which is gluten-free. And then at that time she put me on gluten-free, dairy-free. I couldn't eat mushrooms, tomatoes, like all these random things. And so, and also at the time, I think that was when I wasn't eating meat either. So I had a very restricted diet, and that was really hard. And I was living at home, luckily, so my family was like helping me a lot. Until about September, I was feeling good, like not like good like I used to feel, but like good for having Lyme disease. Like, I was like, this is awesome, I feel a little bit better, my head's not I was like, my head's not hurting as much, I have a little bit more energy, this is awesome. And then I moved in with Daniel, and he lived in an apartment, and I started, like, my health started decreasing again, and I didn't know why. And turns out his apartment had mold. And if you know anything about chronic Lyme disease, when you mix in mold with someone who has Lyme disease, because our immune systems are so fragile, basically anything that you mix with a Lyme disease patient is not good, because even the common cold can like knock us out for like 2 weeks. So when you mix something like mold, it's like, it just makes us so sensitive. So I was picking up on the mold. I could smell it, and I was like, there is mold in here. I just know it. Like, it's making me have headaches. It's making me, like, it's swollen. My arms are hurting. Like, this is when I started getting really bad again, to where I would just lay in bed, and Dana would, like, have to, like, pick me up, change my clothes for me, help me brush my teeth. I literally, I'm kind of like this today. That's why my arms, I'm just, like, leaving them here. But, like, it's hard for me to even, like, bring my hand, like, to my face. and I was just getting really bad. So I went back to my Lyme disease doctor. They took hair samples and stuff, and there was mold, a lot of mold in my body. So that's when they told me, like, you guys need to move. You need to get out of that situation. They said they were going to put me on, like, this antifungal, which gets rid of, like, any mold or any other toxins in your body. So I've been taking that and a bunch of other supplements, and I'm still, like, on and off all the time, on and off all the time. Like, I never ever have energy like I used to. Like, it's so frustrating because any of you guys that knew me before, I was always doing sports. Like, I was a college athlete. I was always working out. I loved sports. I loved being active, and now it's hard for me to even walk on a treadmill for 20 minutes. And that's so frustrating for me. And it's hard because there's no cure right now, and it's so frustrating. And there's people, like, I went to this doctor, straight up told me, you don't have Lyme disease. And I walked out of there sobbing. You just feel like you're disappointing everyone around you because obviously people want to see you at your best. I'm sorry. And it's so hard because you never know how you're going to feel. You never know if you're going to be able to just simply go outside and go have lunch with somebody, and I just want to be, like, normal and be 23 years old and feel like excited to do things in life. And it's just really hard because I never know if I'm gonna feel okay, and it's so scary because there is no cure for it right now, and it's hard, and I just keep pushing myself every day to even just get out of bed and go to work, and I want to be normal and hang out with my friends and my boyfriend and spend time with my family, but it's so hard because even simple things for me, like going to the mall or going to lunch with someone or going out to the bars is so hard now. And I just don't think people get it, how difficult those simple tasks are. Even going to the gym or going to work, it takes so much out of me, and it's so frustrating because those things, like going to the gym or going to hang out with my friends and stuff like that, it was like everything to me, and now it's so hard. I just wanted to share the reality of Lyme disease with everybody because it is such a controversial disease, and nobody really understands it until you're put in the shoes of somebody that has Lyme disease. You can see as many posts about people raising awareness for Lyme disease and saying they have Lyme disease, but nobody actually sees or hears what it does to your body, and it's awful. But yeah, I just wanted to share that with everyone, and I know this is probably a boring YouTube video for some people, but it's something that is a part of me, and I wanted to share it because more people need to know the reality of chronic Lyme disease and, like, how we have to live every day and how hard it is. So, that being said, thank you guys for watching. And I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Thanks, guys.